Goodrich's one time. They got hit hard. And they had them on sale because they damaged. It's just cosmetic.
Sure, the axle's not bad. Or sidebar.
No. Unless you really have some big shit.
Oh yeah, all the horse stuff is rolling now.
You know if anybody, we only got one pasture pen at home. She's 31.
Oh really?
But my Uncle Ronnie's only.
Hey Dan, the stream is live.
Dan,
Dan,
is it ride? Okay.
I'll need you to start the pregame because I'm going to run over there for a minute.
Yeah, she's 31.
Is she ride?
Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah.
Do you know Jenny Bull? Do you know the old Joyride Morgans?
Yeah.
Jenny's looking for older horses.
Oh.
Jocelyn?
Yeah, she's not for that.
You wanna,
I mean, like,
when they take the ins and outs,
She
we'll
can't
kind of
do
practice
traction
moving the
for
camera around the cover where the ball goes and stuff.
well, she's kind of
To
been
get
the
time
long
to do
road.
that. And then we'll let you know when the pregame show is winding down so that then just get your opening drive going and be ready.
How long do we got?
So the stream is on.
Oh, 3 minutes. Okay.
Jenny, you guys come out of the rain back here if you want to.
Yeah. I got my umbrella.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
for the Bullpen Show, where we get a chance to warm up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Now, let's head out to the bullpen.
Hello and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and today we're getting ready to bring you the Colfax Vikings taking on the Mondovi Buffaloes from Colfax High School. The Vikings were coming into this week with a Dunn-St Croix conference record of 1 win and 1 loss, while the Buffaloes entered the week sporting a conference record of 2-0. Both teams were scheduled to play yesterday, and we'll fill you in on those situations during today's game. Now, coming up in today's bullpen show, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. Then we'll get to know one of the Viking players on Viking Profile. Following that, we'll take a quick look around the Dunn-St Croix Conference to see how things stand. And finally, we'll send it out to the ballpark for some exciting high school boys baseball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to the Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV. Welcome back to the bullpen, where we're getting warmed up for today's matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now, the Vikings are looking to continue to improve following their 16-6 victory over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves on Friday, while the Buffaloes are looking to keep the winning going following Friday's 11-5 victory over the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. Now, the Vikings were scheduled to face the Spring Valley Cardinals yesterday, and the Buffaloes were to face the Durand, Arkansas Panthers yesterday, and we'll bring you those details during today's game. Now, in the Viking game against the Elmwood Plum City Wolves on Friday, the Vikings starting pitcher Orion Nichols gave up a 2-run home run to the Wolves' Robbie Duffy in the first inning, but then settled down as the Vikings took control. Leading the way at the plate for the Vikings was freshman Logan Hedela, who went 2 for 3 with 3 RBI.
And there he hits a soft liner out into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. And a second run comes in to score. And Hedela heads down to second on the throw.
He was followed by freshman Jimmy Hobine, who went 2 for 3 and picked up 1 RBI.
Jimmy Hobine, and there's nowhere to put him, so Perez can't afford to be walking him. There's a fly ball out into left field. Got him turned around, and it falls in. That's going to finish it. And that will do it. Hobine gets an RBI single to left, which drives in Caleb Bailey, and the Vikings come away with the 16-6 victory.
Senior Orion Nichols evened things up with a 2-run home run of his own in the 5th inning.
And the pitch. There's a fly ball out towards right center field.
And it's gone.
And it's out of here. A 2-run home run for Orion Nichols.
Yeah, shot.
And Orion is one happy camper right now.
Also leading the way for the Vikings was junior Grant Cook, who went 1 for 3 with 2 RBI.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. That one's deep. It's a gapper out to the fence. 1 run's in. Here comes a second run into the plate. And Hedela checks in at third as Grant Cook gets a 2 RBI single out to center field.
Junior Caleb Bailey picked up 2 RBI while going 1 for 4.
Livers. There's a shot out into center field. Palowitz comes in to score. Bailey rounds first.
On the mound, Bailey picked up the win in relief of Nichols. He went 2 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 hits and walking 2 and striking out 6. Finishing off the game with 1 inning was Holbein, who allowed no runs on 1 hit and striking out 1. The Mondovi Buffaloes are coming off an 11-5 win over the Chautauqua-Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs on Friday, and were to face the Durand, Arkansas Panthers yesterday. We'll tell you about that one during today's game. Now, last season, the Buffaloes finished the year with a 21-4 overall record and were 12-2 in the Dunn-St Croix, which was good enough to find them second place in the final conference standings. The Buffaloes won the WIAA Regional Championship and finally succumbing to Westby 2-0 in the sectional semifinals. Now, this season, the Buffaloes have a solid core of returners. The leading returner at the plate is sophomore Bodie Faulkner, who last season hit .422, including 11 doubles. He was followed by senior Hunter Wick, who swung for a .380 average, and junior Blake Williamson, who hit .375, including a home run. Junior Mason Brenner rounds out the Buffaloes, who last season hit .300 or better, with his .306 average. On the mound, Brenner led the way for Mondovi with a 4-0 record in 34 innings pitched. He allowed 14 runs, 12 of which were earned, on 32 hits, walking 9, striking out 23 for an ERA of 2.47. For the Vikings thus far this season, leading the way at the plate is Grant Cook, who's swinging the bat at a .333 average, scoring 3 times with 2 RBI. He's followed by Jimmy Holbein, who's also hitting .333, scoring 3 runs with 1 RBI. Logan Hedela rounds out the Vikings hitting over .300 by also hitting .333, scoring twice with 3 RBI. On the mound, Caleb Bailey leads the way, compiling a 1-1 record with 6 innings pitched. He's allowed 4 runs, with 2 being earned, while giving up 8 hits, walking 3, and striking out 10 for an ERA of 2.33. He's followed by Holbein with a 2.08 ERA in 5 innings, and Orion Nichols with a whip of 3.86 in 2 1/3 innings. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Viking players on Viking Profile. You're warming up in the bullpen on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Caleb Bailey, who is a junior at Colfax High School. And Caleb, we know you play baseball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
Yes, cross country.
Okay, and that keeps you pretty busy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And something in the fall, something in the spring. That's a good thing. Yeah. So when did you start playing baseball, and what kind of an experience have you had?
I started t-ball, and it's been pretty good. So it's been an all right experience.
Okay. All right. Now, what's the most important thing that you've learned playing baseball?
Probably play together as a team.
Okay. And in what ways have you picked that up? What are throw some examples at us.
Like when we make errors, bring the team together.
Pick each other up?
Yeah.
Short memory, too, on the errors, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when you're not playing baseball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you busy or occupied?
I like to play outside. Like to keep moving. And, yeah, I guess I just like to play outside.
All right. Here, we've got some signature questions for you. First one's pretty obvious. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
What flavor?
Chocolate.
Okay, and you can match that with almost anything, right?
Yeah.
All right. Burger, brat, or hot dogs?
Burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, and onions.
Oh, that sounds like an awfully good burger. All right, favorite color and what?
Red, because it's Colfax, and I always liked it.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Probably to fly. That way I won't have to walk or drive anywhere.
You wouldn't get stuck in traffic either.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you had the ability to fly, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Caleb's superhero name?
Probably the Flying CB.
Okay, the Flying CB. All right. I like how you did that. All right. It sounds like a World War II movie or something. Yeah. Is there a baseball player that, as you were growing up, you kind of idolized and inspired the way you play?
I've always liked Shohei Ohtani because he pitches and he hits, and I really like that because I pitch and I hit.
Okay. All right. Have you been to a Major League Baseball game?
Yes.
And what was the first one you went to?
I think it was a Twins game, and I don't quite remember it, but I remember the cotton candy.
Okay, you can't forget the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that is the greatest memory you have of that ball game is the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Caleb Bailey with us today on Viking Profile. And Caleb, what are your plans for after high school?
I was thinking about landscaping or maybe something in the trades.
Okay. All right. How about a shout out to the family?
I'd like to shout out my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters.
Okay. And when people come to Viking games, what number are you wearing and where do we find you on the field?
I'll probably wearing a number 1 through 10 and be pitching or at shortstop.
Okay. We want to thank Caleb Bailey for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next is more in the bullpen.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
When tech goes on the fritz and frustration kicks in, Sladen's technology where you trust he can. From nowhere to backups, we've got what you need. Call us up, we'll plant the seed. Sladen's on the way, your heroes in disguise. For businesses large and small, we're the ultimate prize. 715-864-2833, get the IT help you desire. Call 715-864-2833 today.
Welcome back to the Bullpen Show. Today the Vikings will be taking on the Mondovi Buffaloes. On Friday, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference had 3 conference games and 3 non-conference games. Those games included the Vikings soundly defeating the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 16-6, while the Glenwood City Hilltoppers were 11-4 winners over the Clear Lake Warriors, and the Mondovi Buffaloes topped the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs 11-5. In non-conference action, it was the Durand, Arkansas Panthers coming away as 3-2 winners over the Cadott Hornets, while the Boyceville Bulldogs topped the Marshfield Columbus Dons 13-10, and then later that day, the Bulldogs defeated the Hurley North Stars 17-2. Then on Saturday, the Boyceville Bulldogs continued non-conference play when they defeated the Prentice Buccaneers 10-5. Now, yesterday, there was a full slate of conference games, including the Vikings traveling to Spring Valley to face the Cardinals, while the Durand, Arkansas Panthers welcomed the Mondovi Buffaloes. It was the Elmwood Plum City Wolves traveling to Glenwood City, and the Boyceville Bulldogs playing host to the Clear Lake Warriors. We'll bring you the results of those games during today's game. Now today, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference again has a full slate of conference games scheduled, including the Vikings hosting the Mondovi Buffaloes, while the Glenwood City Hilltoppers will visit the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. The Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs will welcome the Boyceville Bulldogs, and the Spring Valley Cardinals will visit the Clear Lake Warriors. Now the Vikings are off to the best start they've had in years, and they will try to build on that momentum. Meanwhile, the Mondovi Buffaloes would like to keep the winning going and build toward a state tournament run. So the stage is set for some exciting high school boys baseball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we bring you all the action of today's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show on NLWN-TV.
Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas, is your destination for your next fishing or hunting adventure. With 20 rooms available including condos and RV spots, Sunset House Motel and RV Park is the place where outdoor sports people stay when they're looking for fishing and hunting adventure. Sunset House Motel and RV Park is located only a few blocks from the dock and is within walking distance to all the local restaurants. Call them at 956-944-2182 to book your stay. That's Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas.
You've been tuned to the Bullpen Show, where we've had an opportunity to get warmed up for today's Colfax Viking baseball game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking baseball.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Colfax Viking Baseball.
Gather round, hear the sound of summer's heartbeat in the air. Colfax Vikings take the field with pride that we wear like a glare.
Follow the Vikings all season long as they battle their way through the Dunn-St Croix Conference.
Singles, doubles, triples, and home runs in flight. We're fighting for glory through the starry night. Colfax Vikings rise with heads
Now out to the
held
ballpark for Colfax Viking Baseball.
America's game, we live, we strive. As the sun sets low, we know our fate. With heart and pride, we'll always elevate.
And good afternoon and welcome to Colfax High School, where we're getting ready to bring you the Colfax Vikings taking on the Mondovi Buffaloes. And we promised in the Bullpen Show that we would bring you scores from last night. Well, there aren't many because the storms kind of caused havoc with that. The Viking game at Spring Valley was postponed. The Elma Plum City game at Glenwood City was postponed. The Clear Lake game at Boyceville, they got a couple innings in, and then it says there's a delay, and I've seen nothing since then. And there was one game played, and it was the Durand, Arkansas Panthers defeating these Mondovi Buffaloes by a score of 3-2. Vikings are out taking their warm-ups. Dan, why don't you run through the starting lineups for us?
Yeah, here's the lineups for the Mondovi Buffaloes. Batting first will be their center fielder, number 13, Bodie Faulkner. Batting second will be their shortstop, number 16, Blake Williamson. Batting third will be their second baseman, number 1, Hunter Wick. Batting fourth will be their designated hitter, number 5, R.J. Morris. Batting fifth will be their left fielder, number 28, Cooper Sandberg. Batting sixth will be their pitcher, number 17, Zach Conkle. Batting seventh will be their first baseman, number 26, Mason Brenner. Batting eighth will be their catcher, number 12, Jesse Johnson. Batting ninth will be their right fielder, number 3, Brayton Bauer.
I got to hand it to you, Dan. You did a nice job of reading my chicken scratchings there. All right, let's hear what we're doing for the Vikings today.
Without my glasses on. For the Colfax Vikings, Batting first will be their left fielder, number 8, Grant Palowitz. Batting second will be their shortstop, number 6, Caleb Bailey. Batting third will be their catcher, number 11, Rob Holman. Batting fourth will be their pitcher, number 12, Jimmy Holbein. Batting fifth will be their catcher, first baseman, number 15, Logan Hedela. Batting sixth will be their third baseman, number 3, Chase Albright. Batting seventh will be their designated hitter, number 4, Grant DeMoe. Batting eighth will be their second baseman, number 13, Grant Cook. Batting ninth will be their right fielder, number 9, Grant Paulus.
And playing out in center field for the Vikings is Cole Parzik. On the mound, and they're doing a little bit of grooming of the mound right now because this field, when I first arrived here, as we were getting things set up for today's game, a lot of wetness out on the field, and they worked pretty hard to get things ready, and they're now doing some grooming so that Jimmy Holbein has a good surface to throw from. Holbein comes into the game having thrown 5 innings. He started once. He's given up 2 runs, both of which were earned on only 3 hits. He was walked 4, struck out 7. He has an ERA of 2.80 and a whip of 1.40. Vikings have been very happy with their pitching overall to start the season. They just hope they can keep that going. And Holbein working out just off the mound as they're grooming it and getting ready to get things started here. Raking up some landing spots and
Storms went through yesterday. Looks pretty nice here tonight.
Considering as much rain that fell in the region yesterday, we didn't get a lot here in Colfax, but what came down hard for a little while. And I see Ben Anderson heading back out that way with the rake.
Want to get that plant foot figured out here.
And he's getting close. I'll tell you what, while they get all this taken care of, why don't we take this time out and take a quick break on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
And Jimmy Holbein on the mound now warming up as we're getting ready to start today's game. Ball gets thrown down to second base. Taking a look at the Vikings defensively, we have Albright at third, Bailey's at short, Cook is at second, Hedel is at first, Holman behind the plate. Out in the outfield from left to right, Palowitz, Parzik, and Paulus. And stepping up to the plate is Bodie Faulkner. He's the leading hitting returner for the Mondovi Buffaloes. And as I look at it, last season he batted .422. And the pitch is a strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holbein looks in for the sign. He goes into his motion. And the pitch at the knees, strike 2. Fastball right at the knees over the inside corner. Holbein, freshman. Winds and fires. Curveball missed inside. Sun is starting to poke out now. Holbein winds and delivers. That one missed inside. Count is full to Bodie Faulkner.
No win tonight.
No. If there were a flag, you'd be hanging limp. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up Blake Williamson. Last season, Williamson hit .375. He also had a home run last year. Holbein delivers. Curveball strike called. Holbein looking in. And the pitch. Missed just a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rob Holman even turned around and wondered about that one. Fly ball out into right field. It's deep. Way back by the warning track. Back there is Paulus, and he makes the catch. Hunter Wick is going to come to the plate. Blake Williamson sent that one to the deep part of right field, but Paulus back there to make the catch. Wick steps to the plate. Now, he hit .380 last year for the Buffaloes. There's a strike. I'll tell you, Dan, Jimmy Holbein's pitching from out in front.
Yeah, that's where you want to be early in the game.
And the pitch. Strike 2 called. Holbein likes that call. Now delivers. Fly ball out into shallow left field. Coming over, and they're not going to get to it in time. And checking in at second is Hunter Wick.
That kind of fell in no man's land.
So with 1 runner on and 2 down, the designated hitter R.J. Morris comes to the plate. He's a freshman. There's a strike called. Big strapping freshman.
Yeah.
And the pitch, runner goes, throw down to third, and it's not going to be in time. So Wick gets a stolen base. Runner on third. A ball and a strike. And there's a strike called. And a 1-2. Strike 3 called. So for the Mondovi Buffaloes in the top half of the first inning, they had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we've played a half inning, and it's the Buffaloes nothing and the Vikings coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Dreaming of building a new home or cabin? Dairy State Bank construction loans are more flexible than most. If you're still looking for that perfect spot, we offer lot and land financing. Our mortgage lenders get to know you so they can recommend the best financing plan for you. Call, stop in, or visit our online mortgage center to explore options. Let's turn that dream into reality.
For decades,
I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Back here at Colfax High School, heading into the bottom half of the first inning. Good first inning for Viking pitcher Jimmy Holbein. Faced 4 batters and struck out 2 of them. Had one fly out to right field, and he did give up a double that was one of those that just kind of found the empty spot on the field. Due up for the Vikings this half inning is Palowitz, Bailey, and Holman. For the Buffaloes out in the field, Spindler's at third, Williamson's at short, Wick is at second, Brenner is over at first, Johnson behind the plate. Out in the outfield it's Sandberg, Faulkner, and Bauer, and on the mound is, I gotta look at the right roster here, Zach Kunkel. And stepping in for the Vikings is Grant Palowitz. And swings and misses for strike 1.
Yeah, the high fastball.
Palowitz looking for his first hit of the season. And he swings at one down in the dirt. And the 0-2 pitch. Foul back into the screen. Count remains 0-2. And Kunkel delivers. Strike 3, big curveball. Came down right over across the letters. And Palowitz goes down looking. That's going to bring up Caleb Bailey. Bailey batting 167. And a curveball breaks down. He's bringing that curveball from up high down through the strike zone.
Curveballs and fastballs right now.
And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Kunkel looks in, starts his motion, the 1-1 pitch, inside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's high fastball. Just out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's pitch now for Bailey, and it's outside for ball 4. That's going to bring up the catcher, Rob Holman. Holman batting .250. And there's a strike over the outside corner to Holman. Bailey takes his lead over at first. Kunkel delivers. There's a short little pop-up over towards second. It falls in. Throw to second. They got 1. And Holman is safe on a fielder's choice.
Maybe this is a rule thing that I don't know. Wouldn't that been infield fly?
No, there weren't enough runners on base.
Okay.
So that's going to bring up Jimmy Holbein. Holbein batting .333 on the season. One of 3 Vikings with that average. Swing and a miss, strike one. Runner goes. Throw down to second, and it gets through to the outfield. So with the stolen base is Rob Holman.
Yeah, good jump there by Holman.
And the pitch, that's down in the dirt outside. 2 balls and a strike. To Jimmy Holbein. And runner in scoring position, that's Rob Holman. That's going to be my bugaboo all season. Holman with a lead. And the pitch, it's outside for a ball. Zach Kunkel on the mound. Looking in. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's pitch for Holbein. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Took a good cut at it, just missed it. Count goes full. And the pitch. They called it. Holbein thought it was inside, but it caught the inside corner, and he goes down looking. So for the Vikings, no runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. We've played 1, and we're scoreless here at Colfax High School on NLWN-TV.
Bridges of tomorrow standing proud and tall for pedestrians and bicycles welcoming home. Snowmobiles racing under the winter's bright sky. Anderson Bridges, where dreams never die. Family owned, with a heart that's sincere. Building pathways to the future, year after year.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. The Cavs open their season on Sunday, May 3rd when they take on the Whitehall Whitetails. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout Show at noon. That's Cavalier Baseball on Sunday, May 3rd on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight.
Back here at Colfax High School. Actually, we have a decent crowd that's turned out for this game. As it was getting ready to start, there weren't very many people here, and all of a sudden they just flooded in.
According to the Mondovi people, it was raining pretty good down there when they left.
Well, there's a big wave of blue over there along the third baseline. Stepping to the plate for the Buffaloes is Cooper Sandberg. And the first pitch is high and away for ball 1. Sandberg hit .258 last year. And that one thumped him right in the middle of the back. So leadoff runner is on. That's going to bring up Zach Kunkel. Kunkel's the pitcher. Last year, he batted .286. That pitch just missed outside. Sandberg takes his lead at first. Holbein delivers. That just missed outside. Behind the plate, we have Jim Day calling balls and strikes. Ryan Byer is out on the bases. And the pitch, check swing outside, ball 3. 3-0 is the count. To Zach Kunkel. And that one missed outside for ball 4. 2 runners on for the Buffaloes. That's going to bring up Mason Brenner, first baseman. Brenner hit .306 last year. We had a chance to see him during the basketball season.
Yeah. Good player.
Strike called, throw down to third. Oh, he couldn't hang on to the ball. Throw was there in time. Sandberg slid in and slid right into the glove, and that knocked the ball loose from Albright. And the pitch. There's a ground ball foul down the first baseline. By the way, Kunkel went down to second on that stolen base. No balls, 2 strikes. To Mason Brenner. Check swing, and it appeals. And no, he did not go. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. There's strike 3 called.
Yeah, good curveball there, Jimmy Holbein.
That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Holbein. It's going to bring up Jesse Johnson, the catcher. And that first pitch is a ball. Don't have any statistics for Jesse Johnson from last season. And there is a strike called. 2 runners on. That's Sandberg at third, Kunkel at second. 1 out. And the pitch, fastball swung on and missed. He just threw that one right past him. Ball and 2 strikes. Holbein looks in. Takes a peek at third. And the pitch. Foul ball. So the count holds at 1-2. Holbein delivers. Oh, that was pretty close. Must have just missed outside. It wasn't any too high.
Yeah, it was right there.
That's a tough one to lay off for the batter when you got 2 strikes on you. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, but he missed the catcher. Holman missed the ball, and coming in to score. That's going to go in the book as a strikeout with an error on the catcher. So the runner is at first, and coming in to score is Sandberg. And moving over to third base is Kunkel. So we have runners at the corners. 1-0 is the count, or the score, I should say. The runner goes, And the throw back to the pitcher in such a way that tried to entice the runner off a third. So Johnson gets a stolen base to put him on second. Runners a second and third. One down. Strike called. No balls, 2 strikes, if I'm not mistaken. The scoreboard's missing a pitch up there. Oh, no, it's 1 and 2. Or 1 and 1, I should say. That one missed down low. So it's 2 and 1. And the pitch is high. 3 balls and a strike. You know the difference between this inning and the last inning? Holbein was pitching from ahead in the first inning, and he's been behind in this inning. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Count goes full.
I got the scoreboard's got 2-2.
Well, now he's got 3 and 2 out there.
Oh, okay.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. Oh, he got a piece of it. And the pitch. High for ball 4. So Brayton Bauer draws the walk to load the bases. Takes us back to the top of the order to Bodie Faulkner. Faulkner struck out his first time up, and manager, or no.
Got a little trip to the mountain.
Yeah, it's Coach DeMoe this time heading out. As they're going to take a little talk about how they want to play this defensively with 1 out.
Yeah, maybe if it's in the infield, try to get the double play. Otherwise, it's got to go home with it.
So coming in to run as a courtesy runner for Conkle is Griffin Rudd. He's over at third. And the first pitch is inside for a ball to Faulkner. Here's the pitch. Fly ball foul off the third base side over into the woods. A ball and a strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Foul ball off the screen. Couple of mighty cuts at the ball by Faulkner.
There's 2 fastballs in a row. See if we go down and away with a curveball.
Holbein into his motion. Curveball missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is loaded. 1 out. We're in the top of the second inning. 1-0, Mondovi on top. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball falls into center field, or right field. Throw comes to the plate. 2 runs come in to score.
Yeah, just kind of a little blooper.
So Faulkner gets credit for a base hit. He went to second on the play at the plate. And that makes the score 3-0.
I think we're going to pitch and change.
Yeah, they're going out there. We are going to have a pitching change, and when we get that figured out, we'll have that all for you right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over. Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together. It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
So after a pitching change, we also have musical chairs out in the outfield and in the infield. Caleb Bailey steps on the mound, and he's going to be facing Blake Williamson. Defensively for the Vikings, Grant Cook moves over to third. Chase Albright moves to short. Grant Palowitz goes to second. First pitch is down low for a ball. And it looks like Jimmy Holbein went to center field.
Yep.
So Cole Parzik went to left. Swing and a miss for a strike. And there's a fly ball out into left center field. Parzik has it fall in front of him. Throw comes in. One run's in. Second run in safely. So a 2 RBI single. And that scored Bauer and Faulkner. So we have Williamson on second, Hunter Wick at the plate, who doubled his last time up. Palowitz delivers, and it's a foul ball. I'll tell you what, Bailey needs to be taking a better look over at second, because Williamson is not going to be staying there. He was halfway to third before Bailey delivered the ball. Look at that lead he's getting out there.
There he goes.
Throw down to third. It's nowhere near in time. He's getting a huge jump.
Yeah, maybe just a little needs more experience. Bailey just has to learn how to hold him a little better.
And the pitch, swing and a miss. 2 strikes. It's a ball and 2 strikes. 5-0. Mondovi on top. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down to first is in time. Throw back to the plate, not going to be in time. So it goes as a strikeout. But Williamson scores on an error on the catcher on the drop third strike. But there's 2 down. Brings up R.J. Morris, who struck out looking his last time up. That pitch is outside. And the pitch, that's a strike called. And the pitch, curveball, big bender strike. And there's a foul. And the pitch, curveball, strike 3. So Morris goes down looking for the second time. And for the Buffaloes, they picked up 5 runs. Or check that, 6 runs on, well, let's see, 2 hits. There were 2 Viking errors and no one left on base. So we've played an inning and a half, and it's Mondovi Buffalo 6, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
American Yard Restoration, now serving the Colfax area. American Yard Restoration specializes in landscaping services, snow removal and fence installation. Emergency services are available. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call for a free estimate. That's American Yard Restoration at 715-217-3031.
NLWN-2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our first broadcast will be on Monday, June 23rd, as the Blue Caps face the Flat Rock Bear Clan from Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, June 23rd on NLWN-2.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, leading things off for the Vikings in the bottom of the second inning. They've got a little hole to dig out of now. Is Logan Hedela, the first baseman. Hedela batting .333. Check swing. And he went. So Hedela steps in. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the pitch. That's high. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Zach Kunkel. It's going to bring up Chase Albright. Albright still looking for his first hit as a Viking. This year anyway. Pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. That's high for ball 2. And the pitch. High pop-up out into the outfield. That's carrying a little deeper than thought, but moving over and making the catch is Faulkner. 2 out, bring up Grant DeMoe. DeMoe with his first plate appearance. And there's a ground ball back to the pitcher, gets past him, pick up the ball, throw it to first, and I think they got him. I think DeMoe might have slowed down a bit thinking he had it, and you got to hustle all the way through. So the Vikings go down in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we've played 2 innings, and it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 6, Vikings nothing on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. The Cavs open their season on Sunday, May 3rd when they take on the Whitehall Whitetails. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at noon. That's Cavalier Baseball on Sunday, May 3rd on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight!
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Back here at Colfax High School, got the numbers for Jimmy Holbein on the mound. He went an inning and a third, gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were earned runs. On 2 hits, he walked 2, struck out 3. Stepping to the plate, Cooper Sandberg, who was hit by the pitch his first time up, got things started in the last inning for the Buffaloes. There's a ground ball past the pitcher out into center field. And Sandberg's on with a base hit. That's going to bring up Zach Kunkel. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Sandberg. And the pitch. There's a high pop-up. Out of play. Almost got a car. You know, Dan, we should maybe have an over-under going on how many cars get hit.
Each game or for the season?
Each game. Swing and a miss for a strike. Throw it on to second, and it's not going to be in time. So Sandberg is safe at second.
I parked the truck way far away.
Yeah, I think you're safe now. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Holbein gets turned around. Makes the catch. Tag, and heading over to third is Sandberg. And that's going to bring up Mason Brenner, who struck out looking his last time up. Runner on third. Shows bunt. Takes for a ball. 1 out. 1 on. Caleb Bailey on the mound. He's at the belt. And he delivers. Shows bunt again. That one missed. Must have been outside because it wasn't high. We have a good view on high and low. Here's the pitch. Curveball missed inside. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch. There's a strike. That's Bailey's get me over pitch, and it went right down the middle of the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter's pitch now for Brenner. And the pitch. There's a ground ball out into right field, and a run comes in to score as Brenner is safe on first with an RBI single.
Yeah, just a solid hit there.
Makes the score 7-0. Mondovi on top. Caleb Bailey at the belt, and he delivers, showing bunt. Nice bunt right out in front of the mound. Throw to first. And it got past Titula. And the runners advance. Throw ball coming in. Oh, I thought the runner was going to come, but he thought better of it. Brenner thought better. That's a sacrifice bunt with an error on the throw. And that's going to bring up Brayton Bauer. Bauer walked his last time up. There's a shot out into right field. 1 run's in. Here comes a second run. And it's a 2 RBI single to right field. And it brought Brenner and Johnson in to score. Takes us back to the top of the order. Bodie Faulkner had a 2 RBI single his last time up. 9-0. Mondovi on top. Throw over to first. Back in standing is Bauer. Bailey delivers. That one's high. Throw down to second, and it's not going to be in time. It's a little wide of the mark. So Bauer has a stolen base. I'll bring up our Bodie Faulkner is at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Fly ball out into left field. Hustling over, but not going to get there is Parzik. And 2 runs come in to score. As Faulkner gets credit for a double. Makes it 11. Or check that, it's only 10. 1 run came in to score. 10-0. There's a fly ball. That one's deep to left center field. It's way back, and it's gone.
Big shot there.
So a 2-run homer makes it 12-0. And we're going to have a conference at the mound. And Mondovi Buffaloes have some serious power at the plate for both average and distance. And they're showing it now. Coach DeMoe is out there having a talk. Kind of just a little bit of a pep talk out there, I think.
Yeah, the pitching's not that bad. I think it's just leaving it right over the sweet spot, and Mondovi's good enough that they're going to jump on those.
They've scored 7 runs this inning. There's a strike called to Hunter Wick. He struck out his last time up, doubled his first time up. So he's 1 for 2. That pitch is high for a ball. And it's outside for a ball.
Must be just a hair outside, about knee high.
Yeah, he's not missing by much. Strike called. Full count. Fly ball, deep center field. Holbein going back, and he's going to play it off the fence. And Wick checks in at second.
Another one about waist high, center of the plate. Got all of that.
It's going to bring up R.J. Morris. Struck out twice, both times looking. And there's a fly ball out into right center field. 1 runs in. And Morris checks into second. He's going to get a double for that. Makes it 13-0. Mondovi on top. And the pitch is high for a ball. And high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, just a little bit up.
And the pitch. Ground ball through the hole into right field. And they're going to hold up the runner at third. So the Buffaloes have runners on the corners. R.J. Morris over at third. Cooper Sandberg at first. It's going to bring up Zach Conkle. Conkle's 0 for 1. He did walk and flew out to center field. Holman gives the signals as to how they're going to play it defensively with runners on the corners. And the first pitch is high for a ball. Runner's not going. And the pitch, runner goes this time. And throw back to the pitcher in such a way to try and entice the runner off a third, but nobody took the bait. Unlike my neighbor who had a lucky night fishing last night, just as the storms rolled in. There's a ground ball down the third base line, fair ball. 1 runs in to score. Second run rounding third, coming into the plate. Throw comes into the plate, but not going to be in time. So 2 runners come in, and Conkle gets a single to left. So Griffin Rudd is running as the courtesy runner. For Conkle. And Mason Brenner at the plate. He's 1 for 2. First pitch missed for a ball. Hit an RBI single his last time up. Eventually came around and scored. There's a fly ball out into right field off the fence. And the run comes in to score. And it drove in Rudd. So it's now 16-0. Brings up Jesse Johnson. There's a strike called. He's 0 for 1. He scored twice. And strike called. Johnson's first trip to the plate, he struck out, but the ball got past Holman, and he made it safe to first. Then he laid down a sacrifice bunt, and the throw went past first base, so he was safe there. So he's been safe both times up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball over to short. Throw to first. And it got past Hidala over at first. And coming in to score is Mason Brenner. Brenner's run is not earned. And we're going to have a pitching change. And when we get that figured out, we'll be right back after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Tuesday, April 14th, when the Vikings take on the Mondovi Buffaloes from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Tuesday, April 14th on NLWN-TV.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Oh, right. Look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And stepping to the plate now is Brayton Bauer for the Buffaloes. And there's a ground ball up the middle into center field. They're going to hold the runner, and Bauer safe at first. So the new pitcher for the Vikings is Grant Palowitz. And we'll get the fielding changes for you. Cook is back at second. My guess is yes. Albright's back at third. Fly ball out into right center field. Falls in. One runs in. And Bodie Faulkner has an RBI single. And we have a runner on third. So Faulkner's on first. And we have Bauer at third. There's a fly ball out towards left field, foul by Blake Williamson. Defensively for the Vikings now, Chase Albright moves back over to third. Grant Cook moves back to second, and Caleb Bailey's at short. The pitch is high and away for a ball. Bailey's pitching numbers, he pitched an inning. Gave up 11 runs, 8 of which were earned. Pitch is outside for a ball. On 11 hits, he did not walk anybody, struck out 2. There's a pop foul out of play. Still 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake Williamson. Williamson homered his last time up. And the pitch. Chopped foul down the third baseline. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. And the pitch. Missed outside. That loads the bases. Hunter Wick coming to the plate. He's 2 for 3, pair of doubles. And a strikeout sandwiched in between. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Now the sun's come out, it's a little toasty. There's a strike called.
Yeah, not even a breeze.
I can feel it on the side of my face here. Strike called. So Wick goes down looking, and it's going to bring up R.J. Morris, who's 1 for 3, struck out looking twice, and then hit an RBI double his last time up out to center field. There's a fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in. It's going to get out by the fence. 2 runs come in. So Morris, it's a 2 RBI single. And it brings in Bauer and Faulkner. Moves Williamson over to third. It makes the score 20-0. And there's a strike called to Cooper Sandberg. This is his 3rd time up this inning. He singled the other 2 times. Foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is high. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a pop-up out towards right field. Moving over is Paulus, and he makes the catch. So, we've played 2.5 innings, and it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 20 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
Well, we're back here at Colfax High School, and the hole got a little deeper for the Vikings to try to dig their way out of. Trailing by 20 runs to the Mondovi Buffaloes. Zach Kunkel still on the mound for the Buffaloes. Due up for the Vikings, Grant Cook, then Grant Paulus, and then Grant Palowitz. Grant, and Grant again. Cook steps to the plate, batting .333. That's low for a ball. And the pitch. There's a ground ball foul. And the pitch. Strike called. Ball and 2 strikes. That's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's fouled at the plate. Two and two to Grant Cook. Vikings are next in action on Thursday when they go up to Chautauqua. That one's high for ball 3. We won't be carrying that game, but they'll be playing the Chautauqua Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. First pitch is at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Check swing. And ball 4. That's going to bring up Grant Paulus, looking for his first hit of the season. Next game we're going to cover for the Vikings is on Friday from right here at Colfax, when the Vikings will be taking on the Owen Withey Thorpe Redhawks. Swing and a miss, strike 1 by Paulus. Bullpen show is going to start at 4:30. And it's, of course, going to be followed by live play-by-play action. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kunkel at the belt. And he delivers. Fouled at the plate. Off the chest protector of Johnson. Viking softball team will be in action on Thursday when they also travel up to Chetek to face the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. Ground ball over towards short, scooped up there, throw over to first, and that's in time. But it did move the runner over. So that brings up Grant Palowitz as the Vikings finally go back to the top of the order. Palowitz struck out looking his first time up. And that pitch is down low for a ball. The Viking boys and girls track teams are going to be over in Mondovi on Friday, with the first events beginning in that meet starting at 4:30. There's a line shot out in the left field. And they hold the runner at third. So Palowitz on first, Cook on third. It's going to bring up Caleb Bailey. Bailey drew a walk his first time up. Was put out on a fielder's choice following that walk. Pitch is low, runner goes. Safe at second, ball got away. Cook still on third. And Coach Anderson is explaining to Cook, you don't stand on the base when you got runners on the corners. Palowitz with a pretty good-sized lead at second. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out towards right field. It's going to land foul. No balls and a strike, or 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Vikings. Foul ball back to the screen. Conco looks in. Winds and fires. There's a fly ball out towards center field, and the tagging, the runner coming in. Throw's going to be there in time, and they got him. So Bailey flies out to center, and Cook is thrown out 8-2. So for the Vikings, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base, and we've played 3. It's the Mondovi Buffaloes 20 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
Shocking as it may seem, electricity doesn't always do what you want. When that happens to you, call Clucas Electric. Clucas Electric can take care of anything from a bad light switch, remodels, new construction, or replacing the main service on your home. Plus, Clucas Electric is now the authorized service provider for Briggs & Stratton home generators. So, for all your electrical needs, call Clucas Electric at 715-651-5064. That's Clucas Electric in Colfax.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so cute. Yeah.
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
Back here at Colfax High School, Vikings threatened but couldn't put a run across the plate. As we head to the 4th inning, due up for the Buffaloes, Zach Conkle, Mason Brenner, and Jesse Johnson.
Got some subs if you want them.
Yeah, the umpire comes over and giving us
9 for 16. 2. In the 3 spot, 37 for 1. In the 4 spot, the DH is off. 22 is now hitting for himself. And in the 6 spot, 31 for 17.
And wait a minute, where was that last one?
Okay. The 6 spot, 31 for 17.
So we have a new pitcher for them when it comes time.
Potentially.
Yep. Okay. So, leading off is Trent Roeder. Am I saying that right?
Ritter.
Okay. I knew to ask Dan. And the first pitch is a strike from Palowitz. And we'll see if Kunkel comes back in as a re-entry. There's a ground ball foul, so it's 0-2 to Ritter.
Yeah, last time Ritter was hitting, he went 500.
There's a fly ball out into right field, and Paulus comes in and makes the catch. So 1 away, it's going to bring up Mason Brenner. And the pitch, swing and a miss.
Big cut there for Brenner.
Two strikes to Brenner. That pitch is high for a ball. And there's a ground ball, and it got through Cook at second. That's going to be an error on Cook. That's the 4th official error to the Vikings. And I'm sure that Ben Anderson has a few more in his mind of plays that probably should have been made. Pitch is outside for a ball. This is Jesse Johnson at the plate. And there's a shot out into right field for a base hit. Runners at first and second. It's going to bring up Brayton Bauer. Bauer is 2 for 2. He singled both times. Scored twice, has a couple RBI. Pitches out our outside corner for a strike. And the pitch. There's a shot out into center field. Holbein comes in to field it, and bases are full. So Brenner's at third, Johnson at second, Bauer at first. Brings up Bodie Faulkner. Faulkner is 3 for 4. He's got 5 RBI, scored 3 runs. And there is a strike called at the shoulders. And that one's low and away for ball one. Palowitz delivers. That one's high and tight. Ball 2. Palowitz delivers. Fly ball out into left field. That's deep. It's going to go off the fence. 1 run is in. And they're going to hold everybody up. As Brenner comes in to score. Johnson's over at third. Bauer is at second. Faulkner at first. Deegan Kanitzer hits a fly ball out to left field. Camped under it this time is Parzik. And the run comes in to score, so it's a sacrifice fly. As Johnson came in to score, it's going to bring up Griffin Rudd. Hitting for Hunter Wick. And there's a ground ball over to third. Picking it up and taking it himself is Chase Albright. So Griffin Rudd gets a fielder's choice. And Bauer is out. 5 unassisted. So 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error. Actually, 2 runs on 2 hits. 3 hits. I had it right the first time. 1 error and 2 left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's Mondovi 22 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
It is springtime at the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax. The Concierge is a small-town decor shop that specializes in home, farmhouse, wedding, nursery, and holiday decor. The Concierge at 225 Bremer Avenue is open from 11 to 5 on Wednesdays through Fridays and 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Transform your house into a home with their selection of chic home decor pieces and thoughtful gifts for every occasion. Call the Concierge at 715-704-6008. That's the Concierge Home Decor and More in Colfax.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I'm serious, man. I actually drive better when I'm on it. If anything, I'm more careful. It just helps me focus. It just helps me focus, you know?
And a swing and a foul ball by Holman. Rob Holman, Jimmy Hobine, and Logan Hedela are due up for the Vikings in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch is down low, and he offered strike. New pitcher on the mound for Mondovi is Bodie Faulkner. And it's a strike drop ball and throw to first to complete the strikeout. So Jimmy Holbein at the plate, pitches down low for a ball. Dan, I don't know if you can see out there. I sure can't. Maybe you can figure out who's out in right field. Because Bauer moved to center.
I think that's Ritter. Pretty sure it's Ritter.
It might be a 31 out there, maybe. There's a strike called at the knees.
Did you bring those binoculars? Sometimes we have them here.
Oh, I just, it's early season for us. I got to remember to pack them. Ground ball over to third, scooped up, throw to first. It's a high throw, but hauled in. So Holbein grounds out 5-3. It's going to bring up Logan Hedela, who struck out his last time up. And the first pitch to Hedela is a strike called. With his hot pink bat.
Yeah.
There's no losing that. That one's down in the dirt.
They haven't let me play with it yet, though.
And there's a hard shot over to third, scooped up, throw to first, and it's in time. So the Vikings go down 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4. We head to the 5th, and it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 22, Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
Suggestions for products that are great quality but inexpensive. We put all our trust in Logslet Plumbing, and they did not disappoint.
A highly skilled plumber, I definitely recommend contacting Logslet Plumbing for any and all your plumbing needs.
So give Logslet Plumbing a call at 715-556-1673 and let Logslet Plumbing get your project flowing.
Need a new look for your team, club, or organization? Check out the top quality work by SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax. SK Screen Printing and Embroidery can help with a wide variety of options, from shirts to sweatshirts and jackets to hats. Call SK Screen Printing and Embroidery at 715-533-1933 for all your group's apparel needs. That's SK Screen Printing and Embroidery in Colfax.
Banking that works better for you. Dairy State Bank has everything from free checking to money market accounts. Bank on the go with mobile banking and other e-services like mobile deposit and bill pay, while still enjoying personal customer service whenever you need it. We're a community bank. We're your neighbors, committed to building a stronger community. Visit dairystatebank.com today.
Back here at Colfax, and I think we're going to get another substitution here.
In the 5 spot, 27 for 28.
Okay, so going into left field for Cooper Sandberg is Ian Berger. For the Mondovi Buffaloes. So Ian Berger stepping, oh, check that. It's Bo Spindler stepping to the plate. Pitch is high for a ball. From Grant Palowitz. And there's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a ground ball over to third. Albright picks it up, throws to first, and the ball got past Hedela. That's going to be an error on Hedela. That's going to bring up Ian Berger. With a runner on first. Nobody out. First pitch high and away for a ball. And there's a pop foul out of play. That hit a vehicle. That was a distinctive sound. Wasn't far enough back to be yours.
No.
And you brought the one that Angie would notice it. Could have just said hail damage from last night.
No, that's the one from, 5 years ago?
Yeah. There's a foul ball down the third baseline. Two balls, two strikes. Swing and a miss for strike three.
Pulled the string out of that one.
And that's going to bring up Trent Ritter. One out. Line shot right back to first, or to the pitcher. Throw to first, and it's in time. So, a liner to the pitcher, Palowitz, who throws over to first for a double play. And a little bit of a defensive thing to be proud of for the Vikings that half inning. And we've played 4.5, and it's the Mondovi Buffaloes 22 and the Vikings 0 on NLWN-TV.
Bowling, America's pastime. From enjoying family fun to participating in a league, bowling is a central part of our culture. Let Viking Bowl and Lounge help you introduce bowling to your family. They offer a full menu, as well as drinks and activities to please all ages. That's the Viking Bowl and Lounge on Main Street in Colfax. Call 715-962-3252.
Cardinal Glass in Menominee is leading the industry in the development of residential glass for windows and doors. At Cardinal, we try to maintain a clear vision, design, and fabricate the most advanced residential glass products in the industry. Whether it's with insulating glass, coated, laminated, tempered, or regular float glass, our goal is to turn fresh research and development ideas into useful products that regular homeowners can use. Cardinal Glass in Menominee makes sure it is all designed to provide the latest in applied glass science. That's Cardinal Glass, 2200 Stocky Parkway in Menominee, proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Okay, so we have Mason Brenner heading to the mound. And Trent Ritter is over on first base now. And I'm not sure where Faulkner went. I think he went back out to center field, which probably means that Bauer went back to right field. Due up for the Vikings in the fifth inning are Albright, DeMoe, and Cook. The pitch is high for a ball. And that pitch was back to the backstop. 2 balls. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes to Chase Albright. Flew out to center field his last time up. Swing and a miss. Three and one. And that's outside. So Albright draws a walk. Runner on first brings up Grant DeMoe, grounded to second. His last time up. Strike called at the letters. And the pitch. That's a little bit high. A ball and a strike. Bauer at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. DeMoe was out in front of that one.
Yeah, he went under that one.
Bauer delivers. That's low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Or 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a fly ball out into center field. Faulkner's under it and makes a catch. It's going to bring up Grant Cook. He walked his last time up. And the first pitch in that one got him. Well, it doesn't count as a hit, but ask Cookie how it feels like a hit.
Tomorrow.
Yes. So runners at first and second. And Grant Paulus comes to the plate. He grounded to short his last time up. There's a fly ball out towards center field. Faulkner is under it. He makes a catch. So it's all up to Grant Palowitz now. He's got the only hit for the Vikings today. He singled to left his last time up.
You got it, Grant. Let's go.
And the pitch. There's a strike called. And the pitch. There's a fly ball out towards right field. Moving over and making the catch is Bauer. And that's going to do it. Final score, Mondovi Buffaloes 22, Vikings 0. Vikings kind of ran into a buzzsaw today, and we'll have all the details when we get to the Viking download on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to once again bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Our next game will be on Tuesday, April 14th, when the Vikings take on the Mondovi Buffaloes from Colfax High School. Our coverage begins with the In the Dugout show beginning at 4:40 p.m. That's Colfax Viking baseball on Tuesday, April 14th on NLWN-TV.
Colfax Vikings roar, we'll rise up high. With every base we touch the sky. Singles, doubles,
Thank you for joining us for today's Colfax Vikings baseball game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. This has been presented for the private listening and viewing use of the tune-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned! Coming up next is Viking Download, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
We'll always elevate.
Gerald the Fish. What about like Joaquin Bartholomew? Joaquin Bartholomew. Yeah. See ya. See ya. Joaquin Bartholomew. What? How did you think of that?
I have no idea. Since we gave him that title, he should honestly be the king of the pond.
King of the pond.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere.
For real.
You want this one?
Oh, yeah, nice.
All right.
Time now for Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
Well, back here at Colfax High School where the Vikings had a tough one today, coming up on the short end of a 22-0 score. And that's not indicative of how good this team actually could be. It kind of shows how good Mondovi is because they spanked the ball around the ball yard today. Mondovi had 22 runs on 19 hits. They didn't commit any errors. Vikings, no runs. They only had one hit, and they committed 5 errors that we counted. And I'm guessing that manager Ben Anderson probably has a few more than that in his tally. The winning pitcher was Zach Kunkel, and losing pitcher was Jimmy Holbein, and his record will now be no wins and 1 loss. Vikings didn't pitch poorly, Dan. They just Mondovi hits the ball really well, and if you put something in the strike zone that's kind of fat and easy to look at, it's going to go for a ride.
Yeah, that's what I thought with the pitchers for Colfax. Great pitching is just, you can't leave it down the middle of the plate. In hindsight, in the future for this team, everybody pitched a little bit. Everybody's going to be fresh. And, they could have pitched around them, maybe went 75 pitches, but they didn't per player. And, Mondovi's ready to go. They had a tough one loss against Duran, but they're definitely ready for this, and they hopped on those good fat pitches right down the middle.
And the Vikings have a little bit of time to get things figured out, and before they face the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs on Thursday up in Chetek. And I'm not taking anything away from the Bulldogs. I think the Vikings will be a little more competitive in that game. And, they were out there trying, but drop balls getting through that shouldn't have gotten through, those come back and haunt. And that's what the Vikings had to deal with today.
Yeah, you got to bring your A game when Mondovi's coming to town. And, You just got to be ready.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little bit of a break here on NLWN-TV while we wait for Coach Ben Anderson to come over and talk to us. So you're tuned to Viking Baseball on NLWN-TV.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. The Cavs open their season on Sunday, May 3rd when they take on the Whitehall Whitetails. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout Show at noon. That's Cavalier Baseball on Sunday, May 3rd on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier baseball, we're ready to fight.
And we're back at Colfax High School, and joining us right now is Viking coach Ben Anderson, and that's a pretty good ball club over on the other side there.
Yeah, they hit the heck out of the ball. That was that was a tough one. I told the guys out there, I think we could have had 22 guys on the field, and they would have found a spot where we weren't. And they just, I mean.
Balls cannot sneak between legs.
Yeah, for sure. We can't give them 6 outs in an inning. I mean, little things like that kind of killed us here and there. The bunt got us a couple of hits here and there that can't do it. But I mean, even at that, I think we had probably 4 or 5 errors. Like, it wasn't a.
Well, I've got 5, and I said a couple times during the game that my suspicion is you probably had a few more than that in your tally, but they just weren't official errors.
Right. Yeah. No, we definitely had some dumb plays and some little things that could have been, and but they hit the heck out of the ball. And I think I don't know exactly, but we had 3 or less walks, I think, as a pitching group as well too. So.
Your guys threw strikes, and that's what you hope for. Even the 2 guys that started pitching for you today threw well. It's just they hit the ball if it's anywhere near the strike zone.
Yeah, they hit the heck out of the ball, and we were trying to stretch out some pitchers to make it a ways, and when we start having little errors and little things like that, that really kills us, and I told the kids, I said, we just got to move along, that team, they got beat last night. And I think they came in and wanted to take it out on us a little bit.
They had a little something to prove.
For sure. And no doubt we can play better, for sure. But,
and, they every chance they had, they took it and proved it. And you've got your pitching pitched well. Your fielding,
we struggled a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
We got to make plays that we're supposed to.
Well, and it's not so much drop balls or balls scooting through. It's just not getting there to get in position to make. There were some flies to the outfield that should have been routine fly balls, and you're 3 steps away from making the catch.
Right. Yeah, we're getting some late jumps on some things like that, and some different things like that too. That that they won't show up in the air thing, but it's a play that we can make. And
well, part of that is you have a pretty young team, and these guys need experience, and that's where learning to read the ball off the bat and so on, that's going to come as these guys mature.
For sure, yeah. We've been working on that little bit of just trying to read and getting a jump and moving on the ball and anticipating where the ball is going to be. We've worked on that on some different things, and it's a lot of us sitting on our heels a little bit as the pitch is going in. We've talked about that, being ready position, on the go, ready to move, and we just got to be confident enough that we know what we're going to do, and we'll get better. Like it's I mean, it's not hard to do with this one, but we will play better, and I'm happy with the way. I mean, our young kids put the ball in play against a couple of pitchers that were decent, and we didn't have a ton of strikeouts tonight, which was big for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4 strikeouts possibly. Something like that.
I see 4. Yeah.
So not a ton of strikeouts. We're putting the ball in play, even as a young group. We're able to do that. So,
and you could see after the 3rd inning, or even in the 3rd inning, the shoulders kind of slumped a little bit. Yeah. Baseball, and people don't really realize this, baseball is such a cerebral game that if you get down on yourself, or even if it's just lose a little bit of confidence, all of a sudden the game gets very difficult.
For sure, and that's the thing. You head drops, you fall back on your heels. You're not making the plays that you can make if your head is in it and ready to go. And
I had to kind of laugh at the base running coaching you had to do out there. You had Grant Cook on third. You had runners on the corners, and you sent the runner at first, and Cook just stood there.
Stood at third. Yep.
He just stood there, and he never got off the base ever, as if, hey, we've got a play going on here. And
yeah, for sure. We got to learn to read different things and be on top of that, right? We got to be breaking down the line, and we talked about it afterwards with them, we got to know what's happening in the play, and that's that's playing baseball, and we need to play a lot more baseball. So
Thursday you head up to Chetek. Hopefully a little different result up there.
Yep. Yep. I think
they aren't a Mondovi.
Nope, but I think they're a pretty good little team. We got to be ready to go.
But you know what? I think you have a pretty good team here. It's just a very young team that has some things to learn. So given the right set of circumstances, you could be very competitive
100%.
with them.
We can play with anybody in the Dunn-St Croix if things go right for us, right? And we're good. We got pitching that's ready to go for Thursday. We got pretty much, I'm not sure exactly where Palowitz ended, but our top 1-2 pitchers, they're good for Thursday, so they're ready to go. They're underneath the pitch count. So Orion, I think, is going to be back, so that'll help out a lot. So I believe, and so we're strong on pitching, ready to go, and hopefully going to go up and get a W, get ourselves back to 500.
And even up that conference record at 2-2. That'd be a nice thing to do.
Well,
let's leave that one on a positive note, and we'll talk to you after Thursday's game, and we'll be back to see you play on Friday. That's Coach Ben Anderson talking with us on NLWN-TV, and we'll be back to wrap things up right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-TV is excited to bring you Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. The Cavs open their season on Sunday, May 3rd when they take on the Whitehall Whitetails. Coverage on NLWN-TV begins with In the Dugout show at noon. That's Cavalier Baseball on Sunday, May 3rd on NLWN-TV.
Cavalier Baseball, we're ready to fight!
Back here at Colfax High School, and Vikings come up on the short end of a 22-0 score to the Mondovi Buffaloes. Winning pitcher in tonight's game was Zach Kunkel for Mondovi. Losing pitcher was Jimmy Hobein for the Vikings. And again, the Buffaloes 22 runs on 19 hits. They committed no errors. Vikings, no runs, 1 hit. They committed 5 errors. Now, the Vikings will be back in action, as we mentioned, with Coach Anderson on Thursday when they head up to Chetek High School to face the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. First pitch is at 5 o'clock. We will not be carrying that game. But our next game on NLWN-TV will be on Friday when the Vikings host the Owen Withee Thorpe Redhawks. The bullpen show begins at 4:30, followed by live play-by-play. The Viking girls softball team, their next game will be on Thursday when the Vikings travel to Chetek High School to face the Chetek Weyerhaeuser Bulldogs. First pitch is at 5 p.m. The Viking boys and girls track teams will compete on Friday in Mondovi with first events beginning at 4:30. Make sure you join us on NLWN-TV on Sunday, May 3rd, as we bring you the Eau Claire Cavaliers opening their season by hosting the Whitehall Whitetails from Carson Park in Eau Claire. The In the Dugout show is going to begin at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 3rd on NLWN-TV. Tonight's Colfax Viking baseball game has been brought to you by American Yard Restoration, Anderson Bridges, Chippewa Valley Museum, the Concierge Home Decor, and more. Dairy State Bank, Clucas Electric, Logslet Plumbing, Midwest Environmental Consultants, Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, S&K Screen Printing and Embroidery, the Viking Bowl, and Cardinal Glass. So make sure you thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Viking baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Jocelyn Lemler on the camera, Dan Petchow on the computer, this is Rick Olson. That final score, yeah, I've got to say it. Once again, Mondovi Buffaloes 22, Vikings 0. You've been tuned to Viking Download on NLWN-TV.
You've been watching Viking Download with a talk about today's Colfax Viking baseball game. This has been a production of NLWN-TV.
hear the crowds roar. Colfax boys stepping up, ready to soar. Colfax Viking high, where the spirit ignites. Baseball dreams painted in red and white lights. Local boys in their caps, hustling for the thrill. America's game, oh, what a beautiful chill. Yeah, swing it, toss it, here comes the pitch.